Hello, soapy lovers. Welcome back to the Kelders, where the secrets run deeper than the wine barrels. If you thought things couldn't get more intense on Sobat's Gloof, you haven't seen February 2026. Get ready, because hearts are breaking, weddings are crumbling, and a tiny baby's disappearance will tear this community apart. Before we dive into the drama, a quick heartfelt thanks to our amazing channel members. You guys keep these stories coming. If you're loving the roller coaster, please consider joining them or sending a super thanks donation. Every little bit helps us bring you these detailed recaps. And hey, letting the ads play for a bit is a huge help too. Now, let's get into the storm. Things got off to a rocky start on Monday the 2nd of February. Harvest time on Sobat's Gloof was plagued with problems, and a frantic Edmund was ready to tear his hair out until Crystal stepped in to calm him down. Meanwhile, Octavia, buoyed by some good news from her doctors, started plotting even riskier schemes to secure her power. Choppy and Debbie Lee finally stopped hiding, letting their relationship become the main topic of gossip, much to Sandy's disapproval, and Brenda, struggling to process the heavy secrets CJ had shared about his past, made it painfully clear she wouldn't build a future on a foundation of lies. By Tuesday the 3rd, big money moves were afoot. Charles Jr., fresh out the hospital, made a beeline to see his daughter Haley, his priorities clear. Meanwhile, his uncle Junior dropped a bombshell decision to buy Sobat's Gloof outright. At the Murray mansion, Sandy felt the class divide sharply, uncomfortable in her waitress uniform while serving dinner to the family. Choppy, dreaming of a future, hoped Debbie Lee staying over would finally push Veronique out, but Veronique was busy refusing to sign Octavia's documents. In a vulnerable moment, Crystal told Edmund her whole painful story, and Philip, watching from afar, saw exactly what he feared: a growing connection. Midweek on Wednesday, the 4th, brought a romantic surprise. Jan arrived unexpectedly, not just to see Hermione, but to ask her a very serious, life-changing question. Breakfast turned into a tense affair when Debbie Lee took her seat at Choppy's side, leaving Sandy to serve them, a dynamic that rubbed everyone the wrong way. Octavia, losing patience, cornered Veronique with a ruthless ultimatum, and even dragged Joyce into her schemes to force her hand away from the chaos. Edmund and Crystal shared a deep, honest conversation that seemed to bring them even closer. On Thursday the 5th, Hermione's joy was tinged with worry about how her son Christian would react to her big news. Marco, trying to be a peacemaker, reached out to Jan. Sandy's resentment towards Debbie Lee boiled over, feeling her daughter was now treating her like staff. The battle for the farm heated up as Octavia made Edmund a direct offer for his shares, only for Junior to immediately counter with his own play. Everyone on the farm could see the undeniable shift in the air between Edmund and Crystal. Tension reached a peak on Friday the 6th. Octavia gave Junior a harsh ultimatum: convince Edmund to sell or she'd play dirty. Edmund then received a massive offer from Junior, but Joey was quick to voice his strong disapproval. Octavia shamelessly manipulated her way into helping plan Hermione's wedding, sidelining Nena completely. At breakfast, Choppy insisting Debbie Lee sit down only infuriated Sandy more. The day ended with a charged moment as Crystal made a bold move on Edmund, leaving their future hanging in the balance. The new week, Monday the 9th, saw Jan determined to marry Hermione, with or without his son Christian's blessing. Veronique was freaked out by a growing friendship she witnessed, and then overheard Edmund discussing Junior's lucrative offer. The sister household exploded when Debbie Lee finally had enough of her mother's attitude, leading to a huge blowout where Shireen got caught in the middle. Crystal offered Edmund some wise advice about the farm, and Marco felt a pang of guilt overhearing Hermione and Nenna discuss the wedding plans. Tuesday the 10th was all about wedding preparations. CJ, Brenda, and baby Haley arrived along with other guests for Hermione and Jan's big day. Junior was busy investigating fine print while a long-awaited confrontation happened as Annette finally faced Octavia after learning the truth about her past. Choppy wanted to broker peace with Christian, Edmund wrestled with his huge decision about the offer, and Nenna was run off her feet managing a kitchen tea and Debbie Lee's dramas. On Wednesday the 11th, Annette didn't hold back, delivering some hard, painful truths to Octavia with her full chest. Choppy, still hoping to mend fences, offered to talk to Christian, but also realized the serious rift between Debbie Lee and Sandy. The Bachelor and Bachelorette masked ball brought a surprising guest as Christian arrived, handing Jan something completely unexpected that changed the mood of the evening. The big day arrived on Thursday, the 12th of February. As Brenda and Annette helped a nervous Hermione get ready, Jan was left without a best man. Edmund asked Crystal to be his date. Nenna grew increasingly concerned about Octavia's lurking plans, and Marco, weighed down by guilt, decided to skip the wedding. Choppy promised a heartbroken Sandy he'd make things right. Unbeknownst to the celebrating crowd, watchful eyes in the shadows missed nothing. Friday the 13th lived up to its name. Just before the wedding cake was cut, Jan received an unexpected call that shook him. Over at the mansion, Gershwin invited himself to where Veronique was babysitting Haley, and a strange teddy bear was found near the little girl. Octavia's caterers badly underestimated the guest count, and Nenna had to bite her tongue. The drama crescendoed when Napoleon, perhaps fueled by old resentments, caused a massive scene right in the middle of the wedding reception. What a week, nay? And it only gets darker from here. If you're on the edge of your seat, show some love. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a fellow Soapy fan. Your support, through memberships, super thanks, or simply watching the ads, is what keeps this channel going. Now, let's see how Paradise unravels. After the wedding, Monday the 16th, Octavia was already meddling, expressing concern over Hermione and Jan's honeymoon plans. Hermione, wanting more time with her new husband, suggested a lovely alternative. Joyce, meanwhile, was worried about Elroy's whereabouts and suggested baby Haley should be christened. Unseen by anyone, a mysterious someone was listening in on private conversations. Choppy unfortunately made the tension between Debbie Lee and Sandy even worse, and Jan told his first lie to Hermione about that ominous phone call. On Tuesday the 17th, the honeymooners met a fellow camper named Peter. The idyll was shattered when Hermione caught Jan on his phone, forcing him to lie to her again. Back on the farm, Octavia packed her bags and left, a direct consequence of Junior's business decisions. Edmund decided to follow his heart regarding Crystal. A massive fight erupted between Choppy and Debbie Lee, all because of Sandy, and Gershwin's life was put in danger as a car sped directly towards him. Jan's rude attitude towards a mouthy Peter really upset Hermione on Wednesday the 18th. Edmund made his intentions crystal clear to Crystal, while Junior discovered that Brenda knew all about CJ's dark secret. CJ himself showed no interest in inheriting the farm, and things completely fell apart between Joppy and Debbie Lee. Gershwin received another chilling threat, this time a black suit left for him. As someone took detailed notes on all the eavesdropped conversations, the real murderer of Charles Sr. was finally unmasked at his graveside. Edmund got a surprising but welcome answer from Crystal on Thursday the 19th. Gershwin shared his plan to catch Elroy, but the plan backfired horrifically when a car didn't miss him this time. Edmund, thinking of the farm's future, made a surprising suggestion to Junior about who should be the new cellar master. Hermione and Jan cut their honeymoon short, and Jan secretly made an appointment with a woman named Amelia, hinting at a hidden past. The past came knocking on Friday the 20th, when Jan was confronted by Lyda and Amelia. Veronique's slow plan to control the farm was progressing smoothly. Edmund started preparing for his departure to Italy, but Shireen's peace was shattered by an unexpected visitor, Warren, at her front door. The planned christening for Haley turned into total chaos when Gershwin failed to show, and in the confusion, baby Haley vanished into thin air. The unthinkable has happened. Before we continue with this heartbreaking search, I need to ask for your help to keep this channel alive. If these stories grip you, please consider supporting us. Join the channel membership, use the super thanks button, or simply let the ads run. Every contribution means the world. Now, back to every parent's worst nightmare. Monday the 23rd was pure agony. Haley's christening became a nightmare, and a devastated CJ pointed all his anger and fear at Brenda, blaming her for their daughter's disappearance. Veronique immediately piled onto a shattered Brenda until Hermione arrived and put a stop to it. Debbie Lee had to watch helplessly as Joppy comforted a hysterical Veronique. Esther, Haley's other grandmother, unleashed her fury on CJ. Joyce was caring for Brenda when she got an earth-shattering call, immediately jumping to the wrong conclusion that Elroy was behind it all. Convinced Elroy was the kidnapper, Veronique devised a plan to lure him in on Tuesday the 24th, even using a vulnerable Brenda as bait. CJ, too angry to even look at Brenda, kept a solitary vigil at the church. Jan learned more about Leader's grim future and what was now expected of him. In a televised interview, distraught Esther publicly named the person she believed had taken baby Haley, fueling the public frenzy. The Murray family faced Esther and Sabrine on Wednesday the 25th, but a mob of protesters at the gate forced CJ to think quickly to manage the crowd. Junior announced a massive reward for information leading to Haley's safe return. Veronique, taking matters into her own hands, tortured Elroy for answers, and the mastermind was revealed to be Crescentia's boss. Jan confessed his whole truth to Amelia, who suggested a fresh start in Australia. In a hospital bed, Gershwin finally regained consciousness, and Joyce decided to act against Veronique's will. A terrifying moment shook Veronique on Thursday the 26th, when the strange teddy bear near Haley's crib suddenly started talking to her. Jan was completely honest with Lyda, but she still begged him to stay. Back on the farm, Warren announced major changes that infuriated the workers, and Choppy was once again furious with Hermione's leadership. In the background, a recent revelation was explained again, cementing a frightening new truth. As February ended on Friday the 27th, gossip swirled about Warren comfortably moving back into Sobatskloof, but he ignored it all, focused only on working the land. Hermione gave her family a stern talking to, advising them to stick together, now more than ever. Veronique, paralyzed by fear, finally told Joyce who she believed was truly responsible for Haley's kidnapping, but Joyce refused to believe her. The episode ended with Veronique receiving a deeply upsetting new mission from the real villain. And that, Soapy family, is where we leave a fractured Sobatskloof. A baby is missing, marriages are in tatters, and a killer walks free. The Kelders are overflowing with fresh, terrifying secrets. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to ensure you never miss a single twist, hit subscribe and ring that bell. Please share this video to help our channel grow. A huge thank you to our members and donors. You are our rock. Remember, letting the ads play helps us tremendously. Leave a comment below with your theories. Who took Haley? Until next time, stay tuned and keep the faith.